The crypto market is sinking. We could be seeing much worse altcoin prices to come. But millionaires and fortunes are going to be made by DCAing into the top cryptocurrencies. What prices should you be holding out for? What should you be DCAing into? And what coins have I been buying? All of this and more coming up in today's video, starting up into 3, 2, 1. Sell, sell, sell cryptos out. These are the coins I can do without. Come on. Would you like to learn what is going on in the market? All cryptocurrencies are tanking and tanking big style. Is this the beginning of crypto carnage? Or is this a perfect DCA opportunity to bounce back when the crypto market recovers and you make enormous profits All of that and more coming up in today's video, along with what coins should you be buying, what prices should you be eyeing up to make fortunes. Millions will be made in crypto, but it all comes down to entering at the right prices and selecting the right coins that are going to make you massive bank in the next bull market. All that and more coming up in today's video. Here with me, the Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x cryptocurrencies. I have found them in the past, and in this next bull market, I believe I'm going to be able to double, if not quadruple, this list with 100x's that are going to be made. So, if you want to be in on the know and get alpha on cryptocurrencies that have the best gains potential, then make sure you smash a like on this video, you subscribe to the Suppoman, because I was the only one that was right. I'm the only YouTuber that was right. Everybody was saying, oh, it's a bull market, it's a bull market at the beginning of the year. And I stood to my guns and I said, no, no, no. There are going to be greater buying opportunities, better than what we saw in December. And we are going to see much huger lows. But people didn't believe me. Nobody believes the Suppoman. Everybody was watching Cryptos Are Us every single day saying Bitcoin is going up. Everybody's watching Crypto Banter, who was very volatile, and saying one day it's going to go up, one day it's going to go down. Same for BitBoy. Same for most of the cryptocurrency gurus out there. I have beaten them all. I've beaten them all. So make sure that if you want to know information from somebody who has been in the game 6 years, I am the one that you should be watching, people. So make sure that you subscribe, because I am going to mint millionaires better than the Bored Ape Yacht Club did. Right, okay. So, we have had a gargantuan sell-off today, and I've got to say, and by the way, people, I have got a Telegram group within this course here, the Cryptocurrency Investment Course 2023. I just want to mention it because in this Telegram group, I am doing my buy announcements. There's a link in the description to get a discount. I am telling people what I am buying, exactly when I am buying it, how much I'm spending, and at what price I bought at. So if you want to be in on that community, essentially, you just get this course for $10. I'm not ripping you off like other people on YouTube. $10 instead of the 64 here. $10, and then you go to the buy. Oh, you can't really see it. Bear with me a second. Let me just move myself. Yeah, underneath here, it's underneath where it says join my Facebook group for free. There's another tab that says buy announcements Telegram. So yeah, all I'm doing there is just simply doing two things. Number one, I am letting people know what I'm buying and at what price, and I'm also giving a commentary on the market. So it's basically an exclusive audience with the Suppoman, and it's just me on this channel. But anyway, as I said, I woke up this morning and I hate sleep. I didn't want to sleep last night because I was expecting the market to tank. I did go to sleep. I woke up this morning extremely early, literally had 4 hours sleep. As soon as I saw the prices, straight onto Binance, straight onto Uniswap, and I started DCAing. In that Telegram group, you'll see exactly what I was DCAing into, at what price, etc, etc. But this is marvelous because I have been warning of this for a while. I have said about, these cryptocurrencies, Moonbeam, Cadena, Decentraland, these are relatively old cryptocurrencies. We're not even talking about the newer ones. And since I made these tweets, this one was on June the 6th, 2022. It was over a year ago. And today we actually hit 21 cents for Moonbeam, 51 cents for Cadena, very close to this. We're getting closer to this. We actually went to I think it was like $4.30 for Moon River. And Mina is basically an all-time low ever since appearing. And I predicted this over a year ago, and now, a year later, it's all coming true. And there were a lot of people at the time, loads of people that were saying, these prices are never going to hit. And they've started hitting people. They've started hitting. So it's glorious what's going on. However, the things that I imagined would end up with these prices, the events that I was predicting, which is recession and regulation. Those are the two big headwinds in the cryptocurrency market that I was anticipating are going to heavily affect the market. We haven't had a recession announced yet. We've had a recession announced in the Eurozone, in Germany, I think a couple more, but not the US. The US is the important one. And the US, we have not actually had an announced recession yet. And that is likely to come anytime within the next 6 months. Announced anytime within the next 6 months. And then secondly, regulation. Regulation is exactly what is happening right now. Regulation is basically disguised as Chokepoint 2.0, which is what we are seeing affecting the market right now. So we've got, first of all, we have got Robinhood delisting, we have got Crypto.com delisting, and we have only recently had Binance US removing trading pairs. Okay, so that is Chokepoint 2.0. That is Gary Gensler and the SEC. That is what they are doing now, going after basically the two biggest names in exchanges and going after amongst amongst many blue chip companies they are going for. But amongst them, Solana, Matic, Cardano, which they have said are securities. So they've gone after the biggest exchanges, the biggest cryptocurrencies that are not Bitcoin and Ethereum at this point. And that is really the Chokepoint 2.0 happening. Chokepoint 2.0 is essentially a way of controlling money flow into cryptocurrency. At this present time, it goes through Coinbase and it goes through Binance. The daily volumes on both of these are extremely high, in the billions, right? In the multiple billions. And what the centralized entities want to do is they want to take control. You know, we are looking at the likes of, you know, Bloomberg, JP Morgan, Grayscale. We're seeing a ton of institutional players. They're waiting for the opportunity to get in, swoop in, buy cheap Bitcoin, buy cheap cryptocurrencies, buy the cheap ones that are actually the ones that are the target list. These Solana, Matic, Cardano. They're wanting to get these because these are the next Ethereums, basically. Ethereum is the next Bitcoin, and then there are certain layer ones that are the next Ethereum. And so they are targeting those. They are not. Look, whether they're securities or not is really by the by. Because what's going to happen is the next bull market, no one's going to care. It's all going to be forgotten. But at this present time, Operation Chokepoint 2.0 is a way of phasing out exchanges and these big banking entities being able to control the money flow, centrally issued digital cryptocurrencies, or CBDCs. They are going to be what you buy with. So they are not looking for you to use BUSD, USDT, USDC. They are looking for you to use their digital currencies, right? And how you do it is through the various central banks that are going to be the on-ramps for cryptocurrency. So that's Chokepoint 2.0. That is the regulation. That is what the US are trying to do. The SEC, there's a lot, at the moment, there's a lot of, if you look on Twitter, there's a lot of people saying we should stand by Binance, we should stand by CZ, we should stand by the crypto market, we should get into a whole community and support the crypto market. No. In my opinion, that is not what we should actually be doing. What we should be doing is we should just be waiting to see how it all plays out, because it's all choreographed at the end of the day. They're all market participants. Binance have been buying and selling their own news. Coinbase has done the same. Gary Gensler has apparently been caught doing the same, shorting Bitcoin before going after the exchanges. So they're all market participants at the end of the day. They're all trading their own news. They're trading their own bad luck. So at the end of the day, no one is a good guy. Everybody is a bit of both, good and bad. There's a balance. It's yin and yang, right? Everybody is a mixture of good and bad. And to say that, or to hail CZ up as a hero is wrong. Because, at the end of the day, this is all planned. This is all choreographed. It's not an accident that I said that these prices were going to happen. It's not an accident, right? It's because I know the market is going to play out. And the thing is that we're only seeing the beginnings of Chokepoint 2.0. We're not even seeing the recession. What is happening now is only in part affected by the FOMC meeting that's going to be coming up next week. Only in part. Mainly it's within crypto that all the bad news is spreading, and and we're seeing such plummeting of asset prices. You're not seeing that anywhere else right now. So presently, we have got a situation where Chokepoint 2.0 is playing out, and that is heavily impacting upon crypto prices. So we are seeing some insane prices. So before I go into that, for some reason my chat isn't working. So let me just refer to my. Let me refer to the mobile app. Let me make sure it's all you can hear me and everything. Yes, you can. Okay. So who we got in the house? We've got P, Navitas, Tracy, Garrett, Jordan, Tig, Roy, Bernard, Satcher, Wegood, Jamie Legg, Roald, Lawrence, George, Click to View, Vance, SG, Joe, Mark, Official INZ, Dan the Crypto Man, Fire Up, Blue Sunset, Emmanuel Adu, The Cuckoo is in the Nest, Mike Jones, Abdi Abden, Imran, Daniel, Strauss, Rion, Han, Chonktown, what a name, Skyline, SGT, Big Boss Razza, Wob Bilson, I love it, Glimmerdan, Crypto Rubik, Abra, Bicky Sama, Kusa, Aman, oh yeah, good to see you. Game Base, Peep to the Peep, Drew, VinDXB, Sud Hanshu, Christoph, Jamie Legg, Osama, Marco, Bebo, Dean Eastwood, Chief Rav, Tech Choice, Jam K, Kano, Jule, Patrick, Peng, Camilla, Viva Vendetta, AJ Jan, Hyro, Genultra. Now, by the way, this is slightly behind, so I'm seeing these names probably about 30 seconds before you're hearing me say them. So, Jimo, Paolo, Wanye West, Jean-Marc, Cow, Andrew Church, Sip Boy. I'm aware I'm actually on extremely early, actually. I've not been up more than, a couple of hours, actually. Been up a couple of hours. Course purchase, look forward to cramming in 18 hours of learning this weekend. That is awesome. I must admit that I have actually updated a lot of this course. Probably the most useful bit is this one. Fundamental Analysis 101. How to evaluate if a crypto can make you rich. And this is going through, basically, this teaches you to be me. If you want a YouTube channel tomorrow, learn this, and basically you can start a YouTube channel, because this will teach you how to identify the best coins and also analyze them for gains potential. Anyway, before I carry on shilling my course, if we have some likes being smashed, people, there's 400 of you in the house, which I am absolutely astonished by. I love it for so early in the morning. So if you could do me quite literally a solid, particularly because you've got to say fair play. If you could do me a solid, just quite literally smash that like button and watch it animate in front of you. It's a beautiful animation. It doesn't just go white. It actually does animate. So it's pretty cool. All you have to do is just smash it while you're watching me. Simply lovely. So anyway, people, let's have a look and see what the prices are looking like right now. And look how odd it is, right? So I have been saying cash is king for quite a while. And only now are people actually migrating to stable coins. Like, this should have been done ages ago. Like, getting basically 100, not 100% position, but a majority position in stable coins is very, very important. Looking at my portfolio this morning, it's hardly gone down. Considering the size of my portfolio, it's gone down like $20,000. 20,000. And that's considering, I had the likes of Solana and Cardano in there, and Phantom, which have all gone down. And yeah, I've only gone down 20,000, where traditionally it'd probably be down 1 million today. So, so cash is king at this point. It's the most important asset to have, because look at the price drops. I mean, the ones that are most heavily affected are Polygon, Cardano, EOS and Dash. No one really gives a shit about these anymore. Solana. So Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Aptos, people. This went up to $22. And now it has essentially retraced nearly the whole position. So where this got to as a low was about $3.20. And it's not even 2x that anymore. So that shows you that everything is correlated, right? Everything is correlated. Doesn't matter. Aptos was outperforming everything else. It's 6x while everything else was maybe 2x. And Aptos has basically come right down. And the correlation doesn't matter. It did pump unique to the rest of the altcoins. It pumped harder, but correlation at the end of the day, everything comes right back down to where it was. You just need to have patience. And Aptos has. SWI, I said in a video not too long ago that the generational buy opportunity for SWI is 30 cents. And I said this when SWI was around about $1.35. And look what we're closer to now. We're way closer to 30 cents than $1.35. Yet people were saying, Suppo, it's never going to go below 130. So it just goes to show, that I have a good intuition. But the thing is that SWI, the thing that you've got to know about SWI is that although it is a game changer in terms of layer 1 technology, in terms of speed, transaction cost is like 6 millionths of a cent. Like, I've been using Pulse Chain in the last 24 hours, and that's 3 to 9 cents for transactions. And to think that SWI is going to be 1 million times cheaper than that for gas costs, and way more instant. And Pulse Chain felt quite instant. Pulse X anyway, using that as an exchange. And yet SWI is it's basically, probably about 5,000 times faster than Pulse Chain and 6 million times cheaper than Pulse Chain. And yet, the reason why it's not necessarily a bullish thing is because of this huge token unlock coming up in November, where we sit right now is on about 616 million tokens in circulation. And come November, it's going to be 2.1 billion. So that is over a 3x in terms of total supply. So SWI needs to come down a lot more, basically, but it is a very strong coin, and I have DCA'd into SWI today. The Sandbox, Optimism as well. The Optimism, I also think, is an extremely strong cryptocurrency, one of the largest blockchains, and certainly one of the largest in terms of total value locked. This is a contender for the next Matic. This will be in the severe tens in the next bull market, probably $30, $40. I have heard predictions of like $800. I don't think that's going to happen. But certainly I think $30, $40. So waiting for this to go down to about 30, 40 cents as an optimal buy price is definitely recommended. Axie, Gala. All of these coins that have been shooting up dramatically in the last 6 months have come down totally to where they started. Gala is 0.4% off where it was in December, which it went on to 5x from that point. So, or 4x from that point. But there's going to be better opportunities coming down the line anyway. Now let's have a look at my bear market hit list. This is what I'm targeting to buy during this bear market. Okay, Solana has taken such a heavy hit. I'm going to talk about that very, very shortly. Avalanche has too, and I did actually buy Avalanche. So I have some stables in the Avalanche network, which I got out of Wonderland. So Wonderland I ended up ditching that totally, and actually with not that big a loss, and keeping it in stables. until Avalanche reached about $10. I missed $10. I got in at about 11.27. So it's going up a little bit. Arbitrum, Near Protocols hit a cycle low. A lot of these cryptos have hit a cycle low. And a lot of these cryptos have been ones I've been buying today. Which I'll show you very, very shortly. But why is this all happening? Why is this the case? So it actually boils down to this, okay? In my opinion, I agree with this. So this is Sumit Kapoor. He is a YouTuber himself. Anyway. So he has put this as the reason for the market dump. $1.3 billion worth of alts, excluding BTC, ETH, and Doge, held at Robinhood, could be dumped on the market over the next 2 weeks, and the market is dumping in anticipation of that. The majority of them will be of Solana, Matic, and Cardano. That's why the market is crashing. During this time, when the volume is at multi-year lows, the selling pressure could be deteriorating. So this is the top assets held by Robinhood. So they have got the majority in ADA. The majority in ADA. So that is why ADA is like 22.9 cents right now. Matic, which has been very strong this bear market, and Solana, which has held $20 for ages. Obviously, it went down to $7, $8. If you've been watching me on Twitch, then you would have been in on the know and bought at that time. But it's been at since that it bounced, and it's been at $20, and now it's just shot down. So it's come on the back of this. So this is relatively old news. 9th of June, tokens delisted, exchange closed following SEC crypto lawsuits. So Robinhood is not really a crypto exchange, it's more a general stock market exchange. Really used by, I suppose, degens in a way. So people who don't want to go through the traditional way of going through a broker, going through a bank, you go through Robinhood. And they have had crypto exposure to the larger blue chip assets. They're kind of like a Binance in terms of being very exclusive of what they list, and so these guys are going to be delisting the major blue chip assets, or at least that's what they say they're going to be doing. And then of course we have got Crypto.com as well, and Crypto.com has got a large amount of US investors, and they are going to be suspending US institutional exchange service. So, the reason why these things are happening is because of liquidation games, okay? So, as I've said, Gary, Brian, CZ, they're all market participants at the end of the day. And they all want a share of the liquidation market, or the leverage market. And let's have a look. In the last 24 hours, nearly 400 million wreckage. 400 million in liquidations. And this is because of, in my opinion anyway, a stupidly high sentiment of greed. Okay, I've been warning against this for such a long time. I have been looking aghast at these figures. So these figures shows you the open interest in the leverage market. So, long versus short. And what you can see is that even today, long outweighs the short by a ratio of about 5-1. 5-1, even today, is just ridiculous. So this is a batch of greedy people that needed to be liquidated. Greedy people that listen to idiots on YouTube, mainly on YouTube, needed to be liquidated. They were cannon fodder. They're sitting there waiting, putting stupid longs, and they have had their asses handed to them. People going short, they've not lost a lot. No, they've gained. But those in the long positions, this is what it's all about. Like I said, Binance have been selling their own. Look, where this peaked was just before the announcement from the SEC. Look, 5th of June. This is just before the announcement of the SEC. So they bought up Bitcoin so that they would have a large amount to dump and therefore make a huge amount in liquidations. Because if we have a look at, let's have a look in the last 24 hours. Last 24 hours, the look at the amount of liquidation, 151 million. 151 million. They have the stranglehold. Binance have the stranglehold on the leverage market, and they have made a shit ton in liquidations. So it's a benefit. It's a benefit for Binance actually to be to have this article, or at least this story of the SEC going after them, because it gives them a way of liquidating all of these idiots. Okay, this is on GMX, but this is representative of the market. This is what the market is doing right now. They have been going long for months now. In fact, I can't remember since December a time at which short has outweighed the long. So these guys needed to be liquidated. And like I said, you know, it's actually convenient for Binance. All these people feeling sorry for Binance are stupid, to be honest. You know, all these people saying, Gary Gensler, we must rally behind Binance. No shit, to be honest. The reason being is that Binance are actually killing the market that are going long on it. They're killing all the people that are actually bullish on the market. And those bulls are the ones that are actually buying on Binance. They're buying on Binance, doing leverage on Binance. They're looking to profit on crypto from Binance. You had CZ literally saying a couple of weeks ago that bull market start after China gets into crypto. So he was saying how China television were showcasing cryptocurrencies is going to be the start of a bull market. And of course, that fuels all the people to go long. That causes them to be greedy. That causes them to anticipate a bull market. And look, they have just been totally slaughtered, and Binance have exacerbated the slaughtering. Binance has turned their exchange into an abattoir. They have gotten in all the people going long, and they've basically just shot them dead, right? That's what they've done. And so all the people that are feeling sorry for Binance, I mean, take your head out of the clouds for 1 minute and be a realist. Be a person that can see the market for what it really is. And it's just a humongous money-making opportunity on the downside and on the upside. Binance are obviously, just like how BitMEX did in the last bear market, BitMEX became a multi-billion-dollar business, set up fancy offices in Hong Kong and various places, all because of liquidating shorts and liquidating longs and people that were going bullish, right? They just killed them and made a shit ton of money from it. Do you feel sorry for BitMEX? No. So why do you feel sorry for Binance? It makes absolutely no sense to me. So if you're a realist, then you'll see the opportunity for what it is. So me being right, I suppose, is incidental to the fact that I see the market for what it is. It's a big money making opportunity on the upside and on the downside. The exchange is going to profit. CZ has been putting out bullish tweets. He's been putting out loads of bullish tweets. He's been saying the bottom's not in, blah, 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 blah. He's been saying the bottom's in, blah, blah, blah. And people get bullish. People feed off of that because he's got a huge following on Twitter. So people go bullish, and that is exactly the reason for the sentiment. Hold on a minute. This is the reason for the sentiment. Look, it has been neutral for a while, if not on the side of greedy at around about 60 recently. Okay? Tell me, we right now are seeing the lowest prices in altcoins actually this whole cycle. And yet, we are not where we should be, which is kind of in the doldrums of fear. We should be kind of down here. We should be in the kind of 10s, the 12s. But no, because of people like CZ who have got a huge influence, a huge amount of followers, and also all these other, crypto personalities that are telling you it's a bull market every other minute, the sentiment has gone up to one of greed, and this is the reason exactly why the market has to hand back people's asses, because that is because people just offer themselves up on a plate in leverage trading. And generally, people have been buying dip after dip after dip. I have been taking very, very small positions only when we hit new lows. Never have I ever DCA'd on a cryptocurrency whilst it's on a high when it's higher than a price I've bought it at already. So in between December 2021, which is when the bear market essentially started, and June 2022, in between that time, I did absolutely no buying, and there was a big downscale in all the prices between that time. But I waited 6 months until we hit the bottoms. So 17,500 for Bitcoin, I started buying alts. 15,500 for Bitcoin. In November, I started buying alts. Now I'm buying alts again. Only on the lows, because I'm not a moron buying on the highs. And also, because people say, why did you even buy in November, December? Because in February and January and February, where everything was like things were like 3 to 5xing, you look like a genius, because you have an anticipation of the fact that the market ebbs and flows. It's not always going down. It's not always going up. It just kind of goes sideways, catches you by surprise, takes a lot of people out in terms of liquidations. And that's just how it is. So the best thing to do is just buy on the lows, essentially. So anyway, there we are. So that gives you an indication of the market as it is right now. So, Robinhood, Crypto.com, the SEC going after Binance and Coinbase. I mean, these are all news at the end of the day, is all kind of manufactured, planted to make you behave a certain way. And you have to just see above that. Right, you've just got to see above that, right? If the market's going bullish and you get stupid articles like this, where you've got some nobody saying Bitcoin price can gain 60% if textbook chart patterns happen. This was a day ago. Yeah, where was that crypto trader, that Bitcoin trader, saying that altcoins were going to take an absolute shit the bed moment on the 10th of June? Yeah, nowhere to be seen. It's just a dickhead. Everybody who's out there making price predictions, other than me, basically sucks at it. And the reason why is because they actually make their predictions based on news. I make my predictions based on facts, right? Fact of the matter is we're in a bear market. Fact of the matter is we're going to have a recession. Fact of the matter is we are having regulation. We're having the US, Europe, and China, and we've also on the other side of the equation got in the sidelines trillions of dollars waiting to re-enter the market. So what's needed is regulation. Frameworks that clears the space. That clears the space essentially exactly how centralized entities want to see it. Why do you think there has been no Bitcoin ETF granted at this stage? The reason why is because centralized entities that actually make the decision on the ETFs have not got their foot in the door yet. They haven't scooped up a load of Bitcoin and major assets in order to allow it and then make everybody else a profit. So there's trillions on the side, trillions. We've only got 1 trillion in this market right now, essentially. And there's going to be multiple trillions waiting to enter the market. Like I said, from Grayscale, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Backed. There's tons of central banks all waiting to get in, swoop up these coins, offer them to clients, and they're going to make just huge bank from it, right? Once the prices come down, once the recession has happened, once the choke point and the frameworks have been created, then you're going to have a clearing out of the processes as to how you on-ramp and off-ramp cryptocurrency, what you can buy and what you can't buy, the various securities, laws and everything that needs to be outlined. Once you've got that, the market will have been absolutely killed in all of that, right? Because all of that will be designed to send the market down further. When the market gets killed, they're going to come swoop in the money. They're going to swoop in, buy the cryptocurrencies. Trillions are going to be entering. And then a Bitcoin ETF, an Ethereum ETF, a top 10 cryptos ETF. They're all going to be granted. Because at that point, centralized entities have got the stranglehold. They phased out stablecoins. They phased out exchanges. People don't trust them. People don't use them. It's only going to be us, the degens, the ones that been in this market a long time, the ones that know how to use MetaMask, know how to use decentralized exchanges, that can circumvent that. But they don't care about us because we're a small section of the market. When institutions get in, institutions and institutional money coming from their clients, so we're talking about trillions, they are going to be what dictates the market moving forward. Solana, Avalanche, Arbitrum, All of these coins that you see right now in front of me, these, or at least some of these, some may be killed off, but most of these, they are going to absolutely fly eventually, because it's going to be an institutional bull market. Trillions are going to come into these. Market caps are going to go out of control. And us, the degens that get in through the back door, through decentralized exchanges, etc., we're going to be the ones that profit, but most people are not going to profit. All right? Most people are not. So that's how I predict the future. That's the future. So with that in mind, I am now going to take you through where we are at. So if you have been following me on Twitch, you would have seen that I have put a ton of research into this spreadsheet. Okay, there's just tons and tons and tons of data in this spreadsheet, which is extremely useful for predicting the best cryptos of the next cycle. But also I've been using this as a way of essentially diarising our progress towards the best time to buy. And there are 3 buy points in the crypto market. There's the minimal buy point. So if prices hit this, then you go in kind of tepidly. Okay, you kind of go 5,000 maximum during this period. Then the optimal buy-in. So if prices hit this price, this is where I see the realistic bottom of Bitcoin in between 12 and 14k. That was my initial rationale. 12 and 14k Bitcoin will create these optimal buys. Worst case prices is if this recession is extremely deep and harsh. Because people have said mild recession, people have said no recession at all, and then there is a possibility of a really severe recession. And the reason why is simply because at this present time, the combined value of the banks that have gone down has already exceeded 2008. Let me just repeat that. The banking crisis and the banks that have already folded is already larger than the amount that folded in 2008 when we had the last financial crisis. So without even a recession being announced yet, we've already had more damage in the banking sector with way more to fall. Way more. So given that this could be a severe recession, these are actually prices that look like they could be hit. These actually now look more like the optimal buy prices, and these look more like the minimal buy-ins. So what we can see is there is only one cryptocurrency that is at least 75% of the way towards worst case prices, and that's Evmos, because that has totally cacked it. Proximity to minimal, actually we have got, out of 42 cryptocurrencies, 22 that are at least 21 that are at least 75% of the way there. And we have got 17 that have actually gone beyond minimal buy prices. Evmos, as you know. Hex. So, Hex, this was a weird one. So you may look at this and think, oh my god, like, that wasn't so difficult to predict. Well, actually it was, because I made this prediction was Hex was about 10 to 14 cents or so. And it did go down to about 4 cents, and people were saying that this is the bottom, Suppo, this is the bottom. It's never going to go down below 1 cent. You're dreaming. And right now, we're actually at 0.007. So we're actually 30% below what would have been the optimal buy price. So that shows you, how well, I suppose how great a prediction, how underestimated a prediction this was. But that it was useful, I stuck to my guns. But so Hex, Cadena. So Cadena, as I put in one of those tweets, 50 to 80 cents is where I saw it going. Today it's hit 51 cents. Essentially, it's just gone down to near that price. Algorand. There was a YouTube short I did where I was saying Algorand go in at 8 cents. And today it's gone to 9 cents. So it actually looks as if the 6 cents could be almost an optimal now. So Algorand, I actually think this is majorly. I think this is majorly the negativity around it is actually really overblown in my opinion. I think that Algorand should actually be fair market value about 19 cents right now. So this is why I bought heavy. I've been buying heavy in Algorand. I bought heavier today. Gala, this isn't today's low. All the ones in green equals today's low. Gala hasn't hit the low yet, but it has gone, it has basically gone beyond minimal, and today it's on the minimal. Some DApps. So Sunday Swap, major down, lowest price ever. Remember, Sunday Swap was once upon a time $1.20. When Cardano returns and its ecosystem makes a gargantuan return, then Sunday Swap, it's basically a whole 120 or 130x from its all-time high. And that all-time high was during a bear market. So it's not even like it made that all-time high during a bull market. It made it during a bear market. So 120x just for its bear market high. So that to me seems like a very high risk, but actually could be a very high reward. Star Atlas, Sweat Protocol, Steppen, all major down, all very, very close to optimal, all well in excess of the minimal. And Moonbeam today, 21 cents. When I first covered Moonbeam on YouTube, it was $1.50. And I was saying it's going to go down to 25 cents when it was $1.50. And people were like, Suppo, you're dreaming, you're never going to get Moonbeam at that price. Today, 21 cents. What a beauty. What a beauty. And I do think there's a shit ton of room for this. I did put an optimal buy price 10 cents. We're halfway to that. And we still not had a recession, still not had the framework, and the regulation, securities and all of that, they seem to be targeting staking coins more than anything else. And most of these coins, Safer Cadena, Casper, a few others, they're mostly staking coins. So they've got a lot more room to the downside. Moonbeam has unlocks as well. Not as bad as Sui. The inflation rate is not that bad at all. But 10 cents, that now looks like it's a given, pretty much. Decentraland, UFO Gaming. This one I've waited for the longest time to go 609. And today it has. So I bought UFO. Helium was one of the first actually to go into all optimals. Moon River, again, $3 to $5 I said for Moon River, and this was when Moon River was probably about $40, and today it is $4.80, or has been $4.80. I think it's actually been cheaper on Binance from what I saw, and I bought some Moon River under $5. Kronos very close. Elrond. This is another one. I spoke about Elrond when it was about $47. It went up to $62 as soon as I spoke about it. And I said during that video that I'm only going to buy Elrond, now called Multiverse X, stupidly. I said I'm only going to buy this at $17.50. And people say, man, are you high? What the hell are you smoking? $60 to $17? Impossible. And now we're at 28. We've hit 28 today. So we're making exceptional progress towards prices which are millionaire makers. Absolute millionaire makers. There are a few others. Galaxy I bought today. Dogecoin I haven't actually bought today. I should. Cosmos. Again, this has gone down. 751. Again, another one targeted as a potential security. When Cosmos actually isn't too far different from Polkadot. But Polkadot is much safer. And as a result of that, Polkadot is still nowhere near, actually. It's, proximity to optimal, 47%. It's nowhere near. I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that Polkadot is very unlikely to come under the scrutiny of the SEC. They worked hard to work with the SEC to make sure that it is seen as a software, not a business, as something that you rely on a third party for, essentially. So, given that Cosmos is about the same, I think Cosmos has also shit the bed in a relatively highly compared with the rest of the market. Saito under 1 cent today for the first time in probably about 3 years. And Solana, it hasn't made a cycle low today, but Solana has come down quite deeply, and I think this just paves the way for a fantastic price later on. Fantastic price later on. I think Solana is in no danger. I don't think Solana, Matic, or Cardano are in any danger at all. And at the end of the day, what you've also got to remember is that the US actually they don't actually have that much influence anyway. Like China, I would say is a bit more important. The US have always kind of stood in the way of innovation in the crypto market generally. So even if worst case scenario, the SEC manages to win cases, which I don't think they will, and I don't think that's even their objective. I think that what the SEC are doing, going after Binance and Coinbase, what they're doing is they're testing the waters. They're seeing the reaction. They're looking to uncover behaviors. Because at the end of the day, the SEC are actually there to protect the investing public. Now, I know that many of you will say, "Oh, they're not. They're power hungry. They've got a vendetta. It's personal." No, it's not really. It's not really. It's fun and games. It's all fun and games, really. What's going to happen is probably a few fines, a few court cases. Court cases thrown out. They pay fines. Court cases may not even happen in a lot of respects. And Binance are leaving the US anyway. So why even fight it? They're leaving the US, delisting and all that. It doesn't really matter. All of what's happening right now really doesn't matter. Solana as a technology will still exist, as will Cardano and as will Matic. They'll still exist. Whether they get delisted from American exchanges doesn't really matter. What will happen is that, worst case scenario, they get delisted from American exchanges and they get added by the likes of BlackRock and all that, and then you can buy just through them anyway. So they're fine. They're fine in my opinion. So anyway, let me now take some questions before I move on. Let's see what you guys have got to say. And by the way, let me just have a look. 244 likes, people. There's 659 of you amazing people watching today who are obviously very active in the crypto space, so I appreciate that. So what I'd love, just simply, it takes probably 0.00005 of a calorie and effort just to smash that tap. Just tap that like button, watch it animate. And let's see if we can get up to about 400. That would be fun. Right, let's have a look and see what you guys have got to say. Let me actually have a look at some of these prices, because I'll buy during the stream. I don't care. I'll buy right now. And I mean buy properly, not like pretend to buy and have like the portfolio screen up on CoinMarketCap and pretend to put $100 in like people do. No, I'll actually buy with real money. Sandbox is looking quite buyable because the price difference between Decentraland and Sandbox is typically 10 cents. So the fact that it's 4 cents right now shows Sandbox is coming down quite hard. No, nothing immediately looks very buyable. All the prices seem to be on or above what I've actually paid for it already. So it doesn't seem like there's really much to add in here at this present time. No, there isn't. No, there actually isn't. And Dogechain hasn't really moved either, so that can probably wait for a little bit. And Zen? It's come down a lot in the last 24 hours. This actually went into the 3s, I think. So this is good coming down. Zen's inflationary, so I would wait for another 0 before even taking a large position in this. Bitensor, I still haven't got a position in Bitensor, and if you've watched my review, you will see that Bitensor is actually, in my opinion, a potential top 50 coin. It really is. This could be the AI. This could be the Bitcoin of AI in the crypto market, and they have got scheduled halvings. They have a 4-year halving schedule, So right now they're in their most inflationary, hence why it's a obscenely high. That's not. I think the supply is a little bit higher. This is over 200 million in terms of market cap, which actually puts it right slap bang with the elite of AI cryptocurrency. So it puts it up there with Fetch, with Ocean, Singularity, etc. But this is a good opportunity, really, to do narrative buys. So the AI ecosystem obviously had a tremendous uplift in the beginning of the year, and without a doubt, at this point anyway, this is looking like it's going to be one of the big narratives in the next bull market, just simply because of the development going on in AI right now, the progression happening. By the next bull market, you'll have more than just ChatGPT. You know, you'll probably have, like, for instance, the Optimus robot, the Tesla robot. You know, you'll have more. You'll have more and more. So the AI narrative, I think, is going to be super hot in the next bull market. So I have bought some artificial liquid intelligence, but I bought it for 1.8 cents, and that was a few weeks ago. So it hasn't even gone as low as that yet. So artificial liquid intelligence, Bitensor. It's Chain GPT and not in this. No, it's not. And what about Layer AI? Is that in there? Oh yeah, that is in there. Yeah. So yeah, Chain GPT looks okay. AI Pad at this present time, 243k market cap. To me, AI Pad is going to be a route into AI cryptocurrency. So I think that at the right time, this will be a golden buy. The rest of them, I don't really care for. So AI Pad, Bitensor, Chain GPT, Artificial Liquid Intelligence, Ocean, and probably of the two, I would say Fetch. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. But narrative plays is a good place to look for, you know, trying to find cryptos that have come majorly down from their local highs, and getting a relatively relevant cryptocurrency on the bounce. Other than that, decentralized social media, I think, is going to be another narrative in the next bull run. So that's definitely something I would consider also. And the Pulse Chain ecosystem is something that I have actually been buying into lately. So I have been buying Hex. I've bought Pulse. No, I haven't bought any Pulse X. I have bought Pulse Chain. So the two are Pulse Chain and Hex. So these are Richard Hart's babies. Pulse X is kind of like an enabler, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's altogether that pivotal, altogether that incredible. You know, it's a Uniswap at the end of the day. The thing that is, you know, the things that are the more major assets are the ones that are going to get incredible trade volumes. And that's going to be Pulse Chain, which is Richard Hart's new Hex, basically. So if you watched Richard Hart in the last bull market, he was going on everybody's streams, talking about Hex, getting Hex to go up. Everybody loves Richard. Everybody likes having him on their shows. I've had him on this channel. Everybody loves him. And so you can rely on him to be one of the best marketers of a project in the next bull market. I mean, for goodness sake, Richard Hart was on Fresh and Fit. What other crypto founder would you see on Fresh and Fit? I mean, come on. So that shows you the lengths Richard Hart goes to basically get his name out there. And associated with that will be the projects that he holds dear to him and getting these out to potentially mainstream audiences. So yeah, so these two, Hex, I've made it quite important to acquire, even though eHex has taken a bath compared to pHex. So pHex is Pulse Chain Hex. So if you go on Pulse X, you can transact in Hex, and it's much cheaper. You can buy Hex, it's much cheaper. Therefore, people are wanting the pHex because it's cheaper to transact, cheaper to own, blah 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 blah. If you're buying it on Ethereum, then you're paying like what, $10 every time you're buying some hex, whereas on Pulse Chain you're paying like 9 cents. So it makes you probably get more for your money buying Pulse Chain on hex. But there, in my opinion, there will be a parity at some point where both will be about the same price. So better to buy it and almost have arbitrage, I guess, in a way. Anyway, yeah, I said I was going to get to questions, and I haven't yet, have I? So let me have a look and see what you guys are saying. I will start in reverse order, so the newest question. Fordy, you should look into new POW coins. I have actually done that. So if you go and have a look on the videos that I've brought out in the not too distant past, then you will see... I can't even remember which one it is. It's this one, yeah, this one here. These are cryptocurrencies that I said would essentially bypass any of the regulation because they're proof of work. Within that, I had Nexa and Casper. Casper, I have added to my bear market hit list because Casper, I foresee that this is going to go to 50 cents maybe in the next bull market. It stands on its own in terms of technology, the block DAG technology. It's the only one that does that. And the market cap of it at the moment is 281 million. Hashgraph, which is one of its closest competitors, certainly in terms of fundamentals, in terms of transaction speed and all that, that's 1 billion. And during the bull market, this has gotten to, I think, around about 10 billion or so. So nearly 7 billion. 7 billion. So 700 divided by 25.6. 27x for Casper. And like I said, Casper just appears to be safer to hold potentially than Hedera because of the proof of work element to it. But the reason I don't talk about Casper a lot is because I don't want to buy it at this price. I want to buy Casper at, like, let's say, half a cent. It's already done a major run up since the beginning of the year. So where I want to buy it is like around about here, this price here. So, yeah. So pointless talking about it because it'll just make the price stubborn. Where do you see Gala in the near future? This pointless saying Gala in the near future. In the near future, I see this finding a new low. I would say that in the future, this will go well beyond $1.50. You know, Gala will just rocket shoot into the stratosphere because it's probably considered the best games development company in cryptocurrency. So this is going to get all the money flow. This is a blue chip in terms of games development companies. This is like Capcom or Epic Games or something. This is a mega name in crypto. So it's going to do fine. It's going to go well beyond $1.50, in my opinion, possibly even $2. I think this is a mega hit. And in the last bull market, this went to nearly $1. This was very close to $1 in the last bull market. So I think it's going to exceed that next time, just simply because the suite of games will be more mature. They'll have moved on as a project, etc. So yeah, I think Gala's a great one. Magic you bought. Yeah, I did DCA some Magic at 80 cents and now it's 60. And I'm so happy about that because let's face it, right? I was gutted when I saw Magic at like $2 in literally March, was it? Yeah, March. So March, I missed the opportunity to buy it for under $1. And I was ranting and raving about it on Twitch. And then from $1, it went up to like $2. It says, 192 here. Went up to from $1 to $2. just like that. And I was gutted. But I was saying, but I don't mind, because I know that once this bear market actually gets going, then this is going to tank. And this still maintains fantastic optics. Look, 146 million market cap, 76 million volume. This is better than Gala from a technical standpoint. It's on Arbitrum, and it's newer. Gala's an aged crypto. It's already been in a bull market. I guess the only good thing is that it'll have a longevity because it's a blue chip. But Magic is a better opportunity, in my opinion, or better technically, anyway. Do you think Hex will survive? Yeah, I think Hex will be fine. Why do you look hot AF, Suppo? Well, it's quite hot. It's summer in the UK. Sweet community getting 10 cents. Yes, exactly. Exactly, yes. I'm aware that there are a segment of SWE buyers that are even now in heavy profit. Hence why I just don't really want to go there. But at the same time, I know that SWE is likely to be next cycle Solana. So where you've got Ethereum is going to look to be the new Bitcoin. Solana... Solana, Cardano, Matic, Avalanche, they're looking to be the next Ethereum. Okay, so they've moved on a step now. They're no longer the new, bright young things. They're now mature. They're a cycle in. So, they are now going to go after the next Ethereum. So the new ones, the new layer ones that have come out, they're going to look to be the next Solana. So Solana went from... kind of 50 cents in the last bear market, all the way up to $250. So, SWE, Aptos, Algorand, the SWE, Aptos, Arbitrum, Optimism, they're all looking to be the next Solana. And I would say that probably the most likely to be is SWE or Aptos because of their transaction volume. And they're already like they're already layer ones. Whereas, Optimism and Arbitrum, regardless of the fact that they are actually very... they are amongst the most utilized chains. So look, Arbitrum is actually the 4th biggest blockchain in terms of total value locked. So total value locked is money in the ecosystem. That is the most important thing in blockchains. So Arbitrum's 4th there, and Optimism's 6th. They are strong. They've got good value locked, but they are more Ethereum enablers than they are layer ones in their own right, like Solana was. Solana had its own, consensus, community, virtual machine, dApps, transaction speed. Like, they exist as their own entity. Whereas Arbitrum and Optimism really are seen as Ethereum enablers, like Polygon was. They can still do well, but SWE and Aptos, I think, are the ones more likely to be the next Solana. So, so regardless of the shit tokenomics and the fact that people who are early buyers are in ginormous profits presently, it's a 6x from its origins is still a small multiplier from origins. A lot of people who are buying, like, for instance, Matic. Like, if you're buying Matic today, you are getting in 400x more expensive than me when I got in. So I got in at 2.5 cents. So you're getting 400x more expensive today. And this is having come down, kind of 7x. So SWE to go in 6x actually it's not as bad as 400x, for instance. The only problem is that with present-day cryptocurrencies is that their tokenomics schedule is just too aggressive. So SWE will actually be... Polygon has been around since 2019 and is still highly inflationary. Whereas SWE is only going to be inflationary to 2026. And from that point, it will be relatively a stable supply at that point. And it's fixed as well. So this means that, if anything, it could be deflationary over time because SWE will be used as a gas cost, of which some will be burnt. So this will eventually be deflationary. So it's about finding the right point to enter that you'll never get a lower, that will never go lower. So I would say probably it's looking like the best time to get into SWE will probably be up here in about November, December. Because what we'll have is we will have the financial crisis really kicking off at this point, just as there's a huge token unlock. So we could be seeing, 20, 30 cents for SWE at that point, hopefully. I have a lot of questions, so... Is this spreadsheet available? No, it's not available. It is slightly available. So the pages of it are available in the Udemy course. So where have I put it? Course update. So you'll see it here. It's analysis spreadsheet in full and investment spreadsheet resource. Okay, so you've got I have to update these because obviously I'm changing it with new lows. So, but that's where you can get access to the information anyway. Wanye West, so glad I waited. I thought I was blueballed for the longest time, but it pays to listen to the Suppoman. We're going lower and I can smell the millions. Well done, Wanye. If I'm honest with you, you have balls. You have genuine balls, I've got to say. Because January, February was a big headfuck time for most of the market. Because we just had a bleed down into December, end of December, where everything was consistent. It was like a stairway down to lower prices. Then all of a sudden, bang, a big V reversal in January, February, and that was because of global net liquidity. It had shot up, so there was more money rolling around in the financial sector, in the speculative sector. That was the reason. Now it's contracted. It's recontracted. So now money is being starved out of the sector. So yeah, but to hold, because I remember I got so many people saying, Suppo, we've missed the best buy opportunity of a lifetime. Your optimal buy price will never hit. We were stupid to follow you yet. So to have held back, not bought, and to buy now must be a beautiful feeling. So well done, Wanye, because obviously I've been buying since June. So, well, admittedly, as a percentage of my overall pot, it's been tiny. Like $200, $300 here or there is tiny, really. But having said that, it's still buying. You're still having to average. The lower you go, you're still having to average that highest point down. So to not have picked up any at this and to only have started today, you literally have you've just created a license to print money. That's all I got to say. You'll probably do even better than me as a dollar cost average price to the ultimate top. And that is where what I am looking at is very, very important. So you'll know, if you've been following me on Twitch, is that the cryptocurrencies that I am most interested in are newer coins. The reason being is because I have analysed like 250 cryptocurrencies, not necessarily on this page, but in total, 250 cryptocurrencies to identify trends, to identify, I suppose, just traits of what made the biggest multipliers. So I've got this list sorted in multiplier order, and I go down 32, and that's a 150x, and that's in 30. That is position 32. So having gone through a lot of the data points, this is what I came up with. So the if you've not been around in a bull market, if you've never been around in a bull market before, so if you existed after 2022, you fall into this category. The coins that never had a bull market perform the best. The ones green equals it's in the top 100, and in the first 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 were top 100 coins that actually made a multiplier of over 150x. The rest of them were well outside. A lot of them were outside the top 500. So anything kind of outside 200 has a greater chance of making a 500x, 100 or more x. The ones that actually had the best multipliers involved buying at the second bottom. And this was the importance of what I've been saying. So when the FTX drama happened, everyone was saying that was the bottom, or that was the bottoming event. Because that was that essentially matched the capitulation event of 2018. So we had the 2016, 2017 bull market, 2018 bear market, but the capitulation was the bottom point for Bitcoin and some alts. But actually, the alts that did the best were alts that you bought in the second bottom, which is what we are striving towards now. So we've had a first bottom. That was in November last year. And that may end up being the bottom for some coins. Like, for instance, Bitcoin, maybe it is the bottom for Bitcoin. I don't know. But it may be the bottom for some coins, that capitulation event. But the second bottom is where I think that the most opportunities are going to be made to make money. And as we can see, we're going towards the second bottom now. And we're already buying coins much lower price. Types. Oddly enough, Layer 1 is and always will be one of the best trends. Particularly new Layer 1s. Yeah, the ones that performed the best in the last bull market were Phantom, Terra Luna, obviously you'll remember, Kusama, Ergo, Quant, Harmony, where the fuck's Solana in all this? Oh, Solana wasn't even out in 2018. That's why it's not there. Solana came out in 2020, so Solana will definitely be on this list. Yeah, there's Solana. So Solana made a 180x. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So coins that have never been bull market exposed, coins that are newer, and as I was showing here, one's in a narrative. So DeFi, privacy payments, metaverse, DeFi, meme, gaming. It's the narrative plays which tend to do the best. And as you saw in January with the AI narrative, some did 200 to 600x. So, narratives are definitely where the money's at, and layer ones are more consistent growers during a bull market, but they don't have the big peaks like Seek VR did, for instance. It's had 140x just on the metaverse narrative, and 788x from the bottom of the bear market. So anyway, yeah, so I've come up with all of these different trends and all of these different traits of a cryptocurrency likely to do well, and that now forms my investment thesis. So really, my investment thesis is maximum returns in one cycle. So it's optimized purely for kind of 50 plus X's, 50 to 1,000 X's. That's what my new strategy is. Optimized completely for gains. I don't care about longevity. So for instance, Ethereum, if it goes down to $500, which probably won't, if it goes down to $300 to $500, I would invest heavily into Ethereum. If it doesn't go below 1,000, I won't bother, because there isn't the gains to be made in one cycle there. It may actually make, from $1,000, it may make a 30, 40x, maybe at best. Just purely because it's deflationary now, and there's going to be an ETF for Ethereum in the next cycle. But still, $40,000 Ethereum, I don't really think is... But it has got asymmetric risk. There's not a lot of risk getting into Ethereum, so if it does go to 1,000, probably best. But I am looking for 100% maximum gains potential. I'm looking for 50 to 1,000x, really 100 to 1,000x. So I will only buy at certain price points, and I will only buy certain cryptocurrencies, and those are cryptocurrencies that meet with the traits that I analysed to be the most successful traits in the last bear market, which is small market caps, narrative plays, never been in a bull market, outside the kind of top 200, and have a cheap coin price. Because something that I've noticed is that if you look at the bottom price, not what they ended up being, but the bottom price, there's only one 2, 3 in the top 32 best performing cryptocurrencies I've analysed. There's only 3 that were over $1. The rest of them were in the cents. So cents, coins that are fractions of a cent or cents. So the Pulse Chain, Hex right now. Ones that are under $1 are the ones that are worth are the price points I'm going for. If they are multiples of $1, I'm not going to bother. So I won't bother. There will be some outliers. There will be, the odd quant here or there. But I actually think that the best gains will come from, the smaller cryptocurrencies that have low prices, which is what I've been doing here. So these are the new coins. This is what I've been looking at as what I'm looking to speculate on. Not all of them, obviously. I have to do fundamental analysis on a lot of them. But new coins, ones that existed post 2022, are the ones I'm looking to get in. So, you got a Casper, Moonbeam, Optimism, Aptos, Arbitrum, Magic, Apecoin. That's on the higher end of the scale. Then you've got Voxies, Dogechain, Zen, and a load of others. Hello's done really well. When I first tracked Hello, the price was 0.0083. It seemed to correspond exactly with everything that made a great performing cryptocurrency. It's got a gaming stroke media, I guess. And it was ranked 942 on CoinMarketCap. And it was well in the sense. It was new. Never had a bull market. Narrative play, etc., etc. So that is an example of a cryptocurrency that from this point in January went on to shoot up. Tacky is another one. So that is my... And of course, it's a moving picture. So as new coins come to light, then more investments will be made, more coins will be analysed. Because the longer you go on in a bear market, the older coins actually seem. So, I mean, Victoria VR feels like it's been around a long time, as does Cornucopius, Everdome, Akala. A lot of these, they feel like they've been around a while. So they don't feel as new, even though they are new. But if we have a look at the ones that... No, I was on the right one, actually. 2020 analysis. The ones that actually did really well were ones that were very new. So Shiba Inu was literally 3 months old going into a new bull market. Axie Infinity was relatively new. Gala was relatively new. And Solana was relatively new. So the newer it was going into a new bull market, probably the better it performs. So it's a moving picture. Not everything... I haven't done all my investments yet. There's still room for new coins to enter the market and for me to invest in. So, yeah, there we are. More questions. Super, any opinion on the XRP narrative? Not really. I think it's just a load of hot air. People saying it's going to end June, July. People have been saying that for a long time. Look at Charles Hoskinson. He said, I've got a source that says to me that it's going to... it's going to be concluded on the 15th of December. That was 6 months ago. Still nothing. So, I mean, it's just bullshit. It's just probably the XRP army trying to speculate, ensure speculation happens. I was thinking earlier, a lot of why cryptos go down, have these big down days, is because news is known somewhere and it's reflected in the market. It's just sometimes you think, it's because of Robinhood. It's because of the amount of assets held in the amount of coins, amount of money held in these assets. That's the reason for the big sell-off. But actually, sometimes it's something completely different. So part of me was thinking, have XRP lost and people know about it? Well, has XRP lost to the people that have money? But no, I don't think so, because XRP has hardly really gone down. So it's gone down 6%, so it's not that. But what do I think about XRP? I don't care for it. I think XRP is a shit coin. I genuinely hope they lose the case, to be fair. May sound a bit mean, but I don't care. So yeah. Have you heard of LimeWire? Yeah, I have. Looks shit. Is Phantom safe to buy? Relatively. Phantom is a DAG infrastructure cryptocurrency, but has staking. So with that in mind, I guess it's about as much at risk as anything like Solana and all that lot. All the staking coins, they are de facto at risk. No real way of avoiding that. But I think Phantom is a pretty safe buy, though, in all honesty. What about Rose? Shit. Gala Game sucks. There's not a single good one. No caps. I don't know if that's necessarily the truth. Okay, so what I like about Gala Games, and when they do a history, and in the future, when they do a history of top gaming projects, top games, top crypto-based games, gaming companies, let's say 10 years' time. In 10 years' time, when they're doing documentaries on this weird and wonderful Wild Wild West time, pre-regulation, pre-institutions, they're going to look at the likes of the growth of Gala, and this is likened to the likes of maybe Ocean Software. So Ocean Software in the 80s had licenses with Rambo, RoboCop, James Bond games, and all that, right? That's how Ocean Software ended up being a behemoth in gaming back in the 80s, so you probably wouldn't know. Back in the 80s. Gala's very similar in the sense that they have licensed games. So they've got, the Walking Dead license. I think they've got a few more. But, I mean, like, for instance, Illuvium, right? Illuvium. So, Gala is 447 million market cap. Illuvium is 3 times less. Illuvium is a third of the value of Gala, but it's one game. Gala has all of these various games to prop it up and give it fundamental value. What is it? 20 or so games? And I mean, look at the quality of them. Like, look at this. I mean, obviously, we're not looking at the actual game itself here. We're only looking at, like, for instance, a kind of thumbnail. But you can tell that this looks epic. This looks really epic. Amazing quality, it looks like. Now, at first, because of low adoption, you're probably going to have not many online players. So Spider Tanks, for instance, is a player versus player game live. You play with other online gamers. You're probably not going to find other online gamers because A, we're in a bear market, and B, we're in the early stages of kind of gaming adoption. But Gala, I think, is a behemoth. And let's face it, right? The blue chips are what other YouTubers are going to talk about. It's what Banter, Cryptos Are Us, Alex Becker, Elio Trades, they're all going to talk about the major. They're not going to talk about pissy little games. They're not going to talk about Miria. Well, they might talk about Miria. They're not going to talk about Nakamoto games and all this stuff. They're going to talk about the blue chips because they're safer and it's going to make their followers not lose so much money investing at the wrong time. So Gala will be fine. Look at that. This is a fucking insane. I can't actually stress enough how good Gala looks. And that's only the games element. You've obviously got music and you've got film as well. So they're looking to be a whole media entity. Look, they've already got music for sale. They're looking to be a media entity in crypto. So it's more than just games, which is what they were in the last bull market, which is where they got to 72 cents or whatever, 80 cents. They got there through games alone. Now they've got film, they've got music, they've got Snoop, they've got other artists, I can't really remember right now. And it's only going to serve to increase the speculative value of Gala. So I don't think that you can really put it down. But Vulcan Forged is... Vulcan Forged, though, I think this is undervalued. Vulcan Forged is basically Gala, but obviously not as impressive. Like, you've just seen Gala. Look at this. It doesn't look anywhere near as good. But it takes very, very little to change the shop front. You can just hire one decent developer or, optics person, user interface, and you've got a completely different looking website. But I would say that this has nowhere near the commercial value, the licensed value. There's nothing licensed here at all. These are all just kind of popular games, like puzzle games, endless runner games, poker, card. It's not the same. It's not the same ilk as Gala. Gala's a mega behemoth, and even if it turns out not to be ultimately successful, people are going to speculate it will be. So that's the most important thing, and that's what you cannot ignore in cryptocurrency is speculation. That's all people do. People are all speculating, price predicting. Suppo, which network are you usually using for all your best buys, best fees? I'm confused. Too many of them. Where I can, I try and buy on exchanges. So that's from Zach. Where I can, I try and buy on exchanges because the fee that you pay on an exchange is way cheaper than the fee you would pay on Uniswap, for instance. But really, I'm interested in largely ETH-based cryptocurrency. So that usually comes at a big cost on Uniswap. So the gas fee will be anything from kind of $3 or $4 to $20, depending on how busy the network is. You can't really help that. I find Trader Joe's very fast, but that's only if you're buying on Avalanche. Pulse X is very fast, but again, that's only Pulse Chain. Solana, I haven't really bought anything on the Solana blockchain, if I'm honest with you. Cardano is actually very, very... I actually find it not that fast. So I would say right now, probably the leader is... Well, probably AVAX and then Pulse Chain are the best networks. But the one I use the most is Ethereum for obvious reasons. Ordinals, yeah. Ordinals at a good price today. Ordinals has gone below... $5 is $5.92 this went to. Now, unfortunately, Ordinals is not on Binance, so I can't buy it. But it is on a lot of the other tier 1 exchanges, so Qcoin, OKX, Gate, etc. But this is to have exposure to the BRC20 standard, basically. This is without actually minting an ordinal. A Bitcoin ordinal. This is a way of having exposure to the trend, which again is likely to be a trend next time. When in 2020, the narrative that seemed to be kind of lukewarm was DeFi, and then come 2021, there was a full-blown mega bull run on just DeFi alone. And looking at the next bull market, I reckon there's going to be a mega pump for AI. And potentially mega pump for BRC20 or SBRC20, whichever. So having exposure to BRC20, particularly what I would say is the blue chip of BRC20 tokens, which is Ordinals itself, is useful. Because if we have a look at Seek VR, when the metaverse trend came for Seek VR, this went from being a pathetic under a cent coin to all of a sudden $1.20. So it did 120x almost overnight because of the metaverse trend. So having, and Seek VR at the time was probably roughly where it is now in terms of ranking. So having ordinals is the equivalent, I think, of having a blue chip of a trending niche. So that's why I've been tracking this, and I was interested in it if it went below $7, but even today it went below 5. So, and look at the volume to market cap ratio; it's 2 to 1 roughly. So this is hot. It's hot in my opinion, anyway. What else? Let's have a look. EWT. I'm not a big fan of that. EWT, I'm not. I mean, I am a fan of it to an extent, but I just don't see a narrative for it. I saw one for gaming and the metaverse. I saw one for DeFi. I saw one for AI. But I don't see it for energy. I just don't, for some reason. Now, I know that there is such a thing as sustainability and the ESB assets, you know, environmental, green, etc. assets. So I can see a particular value here. But at the same time, I don't. Because there's not much else in energy. There's energy, there's Power Ledger, there's probably some shit ones from the past, like WePower and all that. They're probably not anymore. If you hold Energy Web, it's probably not a bad... If you get it as a microcap, so wait for it to go under 50 million microcap, just wait for it, and then, you know, let Chico Crypto basically hit you a home run. Just him covering it will probably get him, you know, probably get the coin going up. But otherwise, it doesn't excite me. I got to admit, it doesn't excite me. That's just personal opinion. Hey, Suppo, you think we can get under 30 cents if and when Bitcoin finds... It'll more than find a new bottom, put it that way. You know, if Bitcoin does go 12 to 14, and given the prices we see today, which are mainly exceeded, minimal, and almost on the cusp of optimal... With Bitcoin double the price I thought it would be at for those prices to hit, it shows you that where we are now is possibly the equivalent of a bull market. Because if Bitcoin did, let's say for the sake of argument, Bitcoin went down to just even 14k, which would be near 50% retracement, everything else would lose 90. Everything else would lose 90%, purely based on the fact that everything's correlated with Bitcoin. So the fact that everything has moved down so much, and Bitcoin has only moved down like 1,000, if Bitcoin moves down another 12,000, the market is totally screwed. Hence why DCA, don't go all in. Like, don't go like 5 grand in today, like in one coin. Like go relative to your, relative to the amount you've actually got to put into cryptocurrency. I mean, if I'm talking about putting, let's say, 100,000 into a coin, I'm literally spending in the hundreds today. Okay, I am not doing big lavish spending at this point. I've seen YouTubers, for instance, in my Telegram group, the Telegram group that I have my DCAs in. I have been showing some of the portfolios of well-known people in the space. So a couple of big YouTubers and one very well-known founder stroke personality in cryptocurrency. And they spend, in a bear market, I mean, they're spending like 50k dollar cost averaging. I'm like, what? You're fucking mad. So anyway, yeah. So I'm only spending hundreds at this point because I think that there is a lot of downside still. Suppo the man, love from Australia. Thank you very much, Nicholas Addy. I'm well behind in the chat. Bernard Macarius, thank you very much for the support and for the likes as well, for getting the likes up. Suppo, thoughts on Arweave? Arweave to me is a storage stroke computing play. It's not really, it doesn't really float my boat. But I can see who if you like the likes of Filecoin and, storage and computing systems, Arweave's good because, recently, who have Arweave partnered up with? Was it Meta? Yeah. Arweave teams up with Meta for NFT storage. So, what you've got to kind of do is be able to predict in the future, certain mainstream companies are going to want to enter the crypto blockchain space. They're going to want the services offered by cryptos in the space for various reasons. So computing, storage, blockchain, scalability, privacy, who knows? Web3, who knows? There's going to be a lot of mainstream adoption of crypto, which means they need to come to crypto companies to partner with them. So you've got to look into the future and think, is what they offer a potential need for mainstream businesses? So that is why Arweave, that's why it's got potential fundamentally, but it doesn't float my boat, in all honesty. Not Zen. Bulls got wrecked, yes they did. Because bulls are stupid. And there are a few YouTubers that are the definition of permabull, and to be quite frank, it annoys me so many people watch them, but that is life. Metis. Has Metis found a new 52-week low? No. 14.33 was when it found its lowest low, so it's $4 off that. Metis is another strong one. Scalability is going to be quite important in the next bull run. Metis is optimistic roll-ups. They've basically got their own version of optimistic roll-ups, so it's competing with Arbitrum and Optimism, but this is much lower market cap. So that's where the value is for Metis, because you've got Optimism, which is sitting in the 700 million, and then you've got Arbitrum, which is what is that? Is that still in the billions? Yeah, 1.3 billion. So Metis is a version of optimistic roll-ups with their own take on it, their own spin on it. That is amazing gas fee, to be fair. Like the average you would expect from optimistic roll-ups is about 1 to 3 cents. So half a cent is actually exceptional. So yeah, no, they're good. I'm not a big fan of the name, but it's a good technology. And again, it's been exposed in a bull market, so but I still think it's probably fetch a good few hundred. What did it achieve last time? So I covered this at 30. I covered this about here actually, about $30. I covered it in its first run up, and then it went to over $300. So I think it could go there again, to be fair. But I think people will probably still like the shiny and new things like Optimism, because they're actually like achieving quite good adoption. They underpin Coinbase's base, if that ever now comes out. Who knows? I'm going to show you the DCAs in just 2 secs. I have not been up long before I made this video, or started going live, so forgive me. I've not had breakfast or anything. I don't eat breakfast, to be fair. Yeah, I am going to ignore stupid little coins. A cash network, yeah, cash network similar. A cash network same as Arweave. If not slightly. I mean, it's way lower value. And this is on Cosmos as well. Whereas Arweave is, I want to say, Ethereum. Oh, Solana, apparently. It was on Ethereum. But yeah, so a cash, it's not going to be as fast actually as Arweave then in that case. Oh, this is annoying. I can't believe I've lost my chat on the YouTube interface. At the moment, it looks like only I and the Coin Bureau are live, but his live stream's rubbish because it's just at his event. Like, that's crap. Like, to be fair, this is the better live stream to be in. So as a result of you being here, thank you for being here. Can you do me a solid geese kind of effort and just Tap that like button if you haven't. If you have, don't tap it because it will unlike. I don't want that. But anyway, How about Trias? Yeah, I don't like Trias. But that doesn't mean that the whole market doesn't like Trias either. Because there's like a degen community. This is like a load of shit coins. And this is one of them. So I don't care much for it. But it did okay in the last bull market. Render's come down something chronic. $2 it's come down to. I said that buying this at 270, 280 was a stupid investment. And it looks like I was right, as usual. And what do you think of Pond? You'll know my feelings on coins that are dated. So this came out during the DeFi season, about April. No, it didn't. It came out December 2020. So this came out just before DeFi season. Came out before DeFi season, had an incredible valuation, then absolutely sank. I recommended to get into this, if you'll remember, in January 2021. And then it soared up to 26 cents. It's only a 10x. That's pretty shit, to be fair. What was the problem with Marlin? Because Marlin's a layer 0, right? So Marlin is basically the equivalent of Polkadot, the equivalent of Cosmos and Avalanche. Same thing. You create blockchains with this. You create decentralized networks with Marlin. So when you look at, Polkadot is multiple billions, Cosmos multiple billions, and then you've got Marlin, which is essentially a micro cap. Then Marlin fundamentally is strong. Marlin, let me just show you Marlin. Who invested in Marlin? This will be, if you don't know already the story, I invested in Marlin and Matic at roughly the same time. And Marlin and Matic had pretty much the exact same backers. Because I heard about Marlin and Matic from the same person, who is also a venture capitalist. So, oh no, you can't see the initial investors. No, this is shit then. This is shit. Now you've got tons of investors back here, but if we go, we look back at the pre-seed, then you got Coinbase, you had Binance, and a few of these others, and so Marlin and Matic had the same investors behind it. The only difference is that Matic fulfilled a better need because it came at a time when Ethereum went absolutely bananas, and they needed it as a layer 2. And an effective layer 2, because the layer 2s that were around at the time, Seller Network, Raiden, and part of other shit coins, you needed something like Matic. Whereas Marlin, I think the market was too early for a layer 0. But then Marlin got incredibly inflated. Like, the inflation rate was so high for Marlin, and lots of people sold. And that's why it's in the position where it is now, the all-time lowest price it's ever been, which is half a cent. I mean, even at ICO, I got into Marlin at ICO. And I mean, I could spend $1,000 today and probably still get the same amount of Marlin I got at ICO for 10 times cheaper. Fucking joke. Jiminy, thank you very much for the $10. I appreciate that. Do you have a question? So yeah, I really like Marlin. But it is old. It's got a good price point. But it is old, and I think that the market pretty much don't even respect it as an layer 0. The volume's okay, but I just don't think the market respects it. And this is available on Binance. That's the hilarious thing. It's available on Binance and on Coinbase, and I think that is the reason why it gets decent volume. But other than that, I don't think many people really know about Marlin. I don't think I've seen anybody talk about Marlin. That's a popular mainstream YouTuber for about 2 years, actually. Launchpad tokens to buy? I wouldn't even consider buying a Launchpad token right now. And this is coming from a person that's quite heavily involved in Launchpads. I would not suggest to buy a Launchpad until there's a bull trend, or even the makings of a bull trend. Unless the market allows it, Launchpads will just continue to suffer. What's your take on LF0? As I've said before, I think LF0 is, I think it's a great technology. It's ZK rollups, and ZK rollups is the next big thing. So, Matic introduced plasma side chains. That at the time was the best thing that was on offer as a layer 2 solution. But, I mean, even Vitalik himself has said that ZK is the future of scalability. And LF0 boasts ZK technology, zero knowledge. If you don't know what zero knowledge means, it means that the knowledge of the transaction elements do not need to be known to validators or nodes. Or it's done with zero knowledge. It's an assumption it's true. That's how they make the scaling incredibly fast. So ZK is seen as the leader. And of course, LF0, it's got ZK right at the forefront of it. But if you have a look a little bit deeper, who invested in LF0? I would be looking for Coinbase, Binance, Fenbushi, FBG, GBIC, all of that lot to have been interested in it. And all they had was no one. No one. There's not a single decent VC in here. No, not one tier 1. They've got one tier 2, which is Master Ventures. That's probably not even a tier 2 anymore. They've got no decent investors. So you kind of think to yourself, is it that great? And of course, it's 196 million. So we compare that to like the likes of Moonbeam, for instance. It's more expensive than Moonbeam. And it doesn't even have anywhere near as many hodlers. Like Moonbeam's got 1.81. Look, it's got 59,000 hodlers. LF0. Moonbeam. $1.1 million. So LF0 it's way overvalued. So that's my problem with it. And also, until recently, it's not been under $1. So that's not been a good price point for me. The volume to market cap ratio is utterly shit. It's about 65 to 1. What's the point? But I do think this is going to do well in the bull run. But I hope this comes down to about 50 cents. Then it's worth buying. But LF0 is very strong though. It's going to gain any traction. I would not wait for it. I wouldn't expect it. Don't expect any traction with Moonbeam. Because there's absolutely no reason to have traction at this point. Like, it's inflated, it's diluting all the time with token unlocks. It's a bear market, so no one's even using the thing. There's no adoption. People are hodling it, and that gives it a good basis of support. It's incredible. I mean, I've used the Moonbeam network, and it is very fast, and it's much cheaper than most out there, actually. So Moonbeam has all of what makes a great layer 1. Scalable, cheap, lots of hodlers, relatively decent ecosystem. The only problem with Moonbeam is part of Polkadot, but that's also a benefit because Polkadot is not likely to ever be badged as security. So that means that Moonbeam, being a technology of Polkadot, so it utilizes Polkadot's layer 0 for its consensus and mechanisms. So with that in mind, Moonbeam should be quite safe. It should fall into the safety category along with Polkadot. So that gives me confidence for the next bull market. It will still be around. Crypto GPT landed today at A1. What are your thoughts? I don't really care for it. I made my money on that. I sold it. Glimmer will scale to 1 million TPS. Yes, because Polkadot is going to have an upgrade, which that allows it to scale between 100k and a million. Right, okay, let me show you what I've DCA'd into today. Hopefully it shows you. Yeah, here we go. So here's my prices. So you can essentially beat my prices. So we've got, you can see that pretty well, can't you? Yeah. So you got all of this lot. So we've got Moonbeam Algorand at 10.29 cents. Optimism. I did buy some Optimism, I've got to be honest. Because I just thought to myself, well, it looked attractive at 130, actually. Not to put in a whole buy, but just to DCA. Because it has been as high as like 330 lately. In the last couple of months, it's been over $3. So I thought, yeah, I'll add a bit of that. Sui, obviously. High Street, Magic. Galaxy, Moon River, Cadena. I bought some Pepe coin as well. As far as I'm concerned, Pepe is the new Shiba. You know, Pepe is just been a trending coin every single day. Every single day it's been a trending coin. So that says to me, and look at the tokenomics. I mean, I haven't delved too much into Pepe. I don't know if it's always inflationary or if it actually is capped at 420. It looks like it is capped at 420 because that looks like a very deliberate number. 420.69. Yeah. So it looks like it is actually capped. And this has been a trending coin basically every day for the last month and a half. So Shiba is not, I never see Shiba trending anymore. So Shiba to me is on a downer. And also look at the volume. It's like 10 to 1 ratio there. Volume to market cap. Whereas Pepe is nearly 1 to 1. So this to me, I'm going to keep my Shiba. I'm not going to pivot 100%. But I am going to get into Pepe if it goes to a good price. And as I've said, the optimal buy price for me would be 601. So it has a whole 9x to lose, which could happen. Arbitrum, Nia, Metaverse X, and Axie Infinity are what I've bought on Binance today. 8:41. So that was 4 hours ago. And I don't think prices have really actually changed a lot now. And then once I've bought off of Binance, include UFO, Avalanche. I think I bought a bit more Hex and I bought some more Pulse Chain. What? I just shot right up? The fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, I got it at, I think it was 9.2 is what I got it at. I could be wrong. When you use a DEX, you don't really know the price you're buying at. Look at Pulse Chain go. Fucking hell. I wonder how Pulse X is doing now. No, that's still near its bottom, actually. Let me have a look at Hex. I'm only buying this if it goes to 7 cents or below. Hex is a good coin because it is archetypal DeFi. You know, you don't lose control of your keys essentially to your Hex, and you earn decent reward, and you can just do mini Hex stakes, so you can always be earning. Thoughts on Quant? Don't like it. I don't really like Quant. I think that the best one is probably Moonbeam. Did you hear about Daisy crowdfunding? I don't know what you're on about, if I'm honest with you. I don't know what Daisy crowdfunding is. It's crowdfunding smart contract that offers profits. Oh, really? Oh, interesting, actually. That's quite interesting-ish. It kind of reminds me of Ian Bellina's old model. So he used to have a community. I can't really remember what it's called. But he had a community, and basically they all kind of went into... They had like an ICO process where it was all done via smart contracts. You gave a certain amount, and then you received the exact amount that you funded back in tokens, and it was all done automated. So it sounds like this is kind of the same, but look at that. That is fucking terrible. Maybe it's the website. Daisy Dap. That looks like something from the fucking like 80s. The fuck is this? CN. Are you buying Hex on Ethereum or Pulse Chain? On Ethereum. Don't get it asked 8,000-10,000 times, but we look at meme coins. What about Blue Zilla Launchpads? Oh, I wouldn't get into any of them. This isn't just a shakeout for alts. This is a prelude to the main event. You know, Bitcoin hasn't even really been affected at this point. It's all just a Chokepoint 2.0 event that's going to be part of a whole series of events that's going to be a holistic, massive move down for the rest of the market. So this is a big thing. 531 likes, people. You lot are lovely. I love you all. Is hello a good DCA? No, not to me it isn't. Hello to me is only good under 2 cents. It's nowhere near that at this point. Although having said that, what I will say about hello is that it is way better known now than it was in January. So January, when it was 2 million market cap, I don't see it going that low again. But they've got the Killer Whales program, and of that they've got Altcoin Daily, Wendy O, Ran, and they did have BitBoy, but they kicked him off. And so they've got, well, Ran's got 600k, Wendy's got 100k or something. Altcoin Daily have got like 1.6 million followers. So, you know, once it gets going, yeah, I can imagine that Hello will actually get a shit ton of press. You know, even just from Altcoin Daily, and also from Ran being on there. So that will make Hello probably put it into the put it into the hundreds of millions. But I would personally wait for this to go, probably just go down to about 1.2 cents. Because this can go up and still come down. So this could go up, this could retrace. I mean, 30% loss is quite good, actually. That's a mega drop from yesterday's price. 3.7 cents to 2.5 cents. That's a mega drop. So if this bounces, let's say Monday, then that could be a good little swing. But I would wait for it to go lower, though. My personal opinion. Is RSR valuable? It's okay. Evan Almighty, much love from Houston, Texas. Good to see. Good to have Houston represented. Suppo, buy price for Pulse Chain. I would say, I mean, put it this way. Pulse Chain has been as high as 0.00038. So it has done a 4x from this current point. But I would say that it could go down to about 402, which would be epic. Because it's currently under the SAC price. So the SAC price, so if you sacrificed back in June 2021, then you would have got it at 0.00, probably about the price it is now, because you would have got bonus tokens too. So probably a little bit less than this, actually. But if you just sacrifice normally with no bonus, then it's under the sacrifice price now, having gone 3x above, but with the Pulse Chain ecosystem looking pretty weak. And if we have a look and go back to Hex, Richard Hart launched Hex in December 2019. It came out 301. And then before COVID... Oh, wait a minute. Right, okay. So, yeah, launched 301. And actually, the COVID crash didn't affect it at all. So COVID happened around about 16th of March, the big market crash, and it actually didn't go down at all. Now, I'm not saying that the recession won't impact upon Pulse Chain, but it's just interesting to see that the second bottom actually did nothing to affect Hex. So, with that in mind, I would say that Pulse Chain probably 0.004 to 5. I don't think 2 will happen, but you never know. If it does, I'll put in a lot at that point. But I would be hoping for Pulse Chain to hit at least 1 cent by the end of the next bull market. And the thing that you've also got to remember is that the best performing cryptocurrency from bottom to top of the last bull market was Hex. $20 million. 2000x. 2000x. The only thing is, right, with Pulse Chain is that it's the extremely high market cap. So the market cap of Pulse Chain is officially 13 billion, right? But 90% of that is held by Richard Hart. So although it's in circulation, it's not tradable, as it were, because it's just in Richard Hart's wallet. He just has it in his wallet, and it likely won't be transacted with. So, like Satoshi, just kind of keeping his token stagnant, 90% of the supply actually means only 10% is liquid, and only 10% maybe should be counted. So, is that really the max supply? No, the max supply is 135 trillion. So it should be 13.5 trillion. So 13,500 million. Oh shit. 1,000 million billion trillion times. So let's try and get an accurate market cap. 0.000987. So it's actually 1.3 billion rather than... I could have just done 90% of the market cap, couldn't I? That was stupid. Yeah, so 1.3 billion basically is what the market cap of Pulse Chain actually is, which is still very high, actually. It's still very high because Hex was 22.5 million at the COVID bottom. So, God, Pulse Chain actually doesn't look like a 1000x in any way at all, actually, even with 90% locked. That's still not that great. $14 Solana. What was your optimal? Optimal's 5, because this did hit $8 back in December. And now that it's got the securities rigmarole, it's probably going to go down again. What's your thoughts on WASDA? How long have I been on now? Can't really see. 2 hours. I'm gonna pop off very shortly. WASDA. Hmm. 5,600 hodlers. many hodlers did I say there was? 5,633. $809 per hodler. That seems overvalued, to be honest. Collectibles, NFTs. Future of social gaming. Looks like shit, in all honesty. Yep, stomach's rumbling. Please exclude 08. Yeah, I have already, and that doesn't help, does it? What are your top gaming picks for the next bull run? Okay, so I would say they are PYR, not in order, Illuvium, Wilder World, UFO, Immutable X, what else? Oh, shush. Oh yeah, of course. Gala, Magic, not Katana, Apecoin. That will be used in the metaverse. No one gives a shit about NFTs right now. In fact, and then Matic, I would say. And then as an outside chance, Engine. Those would be my gaming coins. Let me just have a look and see the... Let me see how the NFT marketplace is doing. It'd be interesting to see how... what's their names are doing. Bored Apes. Actually, I don't even know how to navigate this anymore. Stats. Yeah, here we are. Floor price 47 ETH. Let me have a look if that's actually good. I would say that the floor price averages on about $70,000. So that sounds like it's probably around about that. But I remember when Bored Apes were like a minimum of 125 ETH, and this no, it was around about 60 ETH, but this was when ETH was like 4K. 47.4. What? It's still 82k. That's ridiculous. Who would pay that? What bloody moron would pay that? Mutant Apes, 9.4. 16k average, same as it was. If anything, it's actually higher. And those are the only ones I would actually go for. The rest of them, oh, maybe Moonbirds, 2.18 ETH. Oh, wow. Moonbirds are cheap. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I would really go for on the NFT front, I suppose. Right, let's take a few more. No, I don't care for any of those shitty coins. Sand and Mana, yeah, I guess. I look at them more as metaverse than games, if I'm honest with you. No GFAL for gaming. Good point, actually. Yeah, I would say that GFAL does fall into that category, actually. So if you don't know what GFAL is, Games for a Living, which is like one of the worst games I've ever seen, one of the worst names I've ever seen. Games for a Living have got some exceptional team members that work for them. I mean, people with like that have worked for like the mega gaming companies, and they have got 2 games presently. So Elemental Raiders, which I think is an endless run. Diamond Dreams is a bit like, I suppose, Tetris. or no, but more like columns, and they've got some football game coming out. But this is like early stage. This is early stage gala basically. But the problem is look at that. That supply is just ready to be dumped on. Right, I think that is it. I'm an OG follower of Suppoman. Can you tell me your opinion of VVAP? Don't know it. Don't want to know it. Jerry Banfield's in the house. Good to see you, Jerry. Finally, it must be early where you are in Florida. Obviously, here in the UK, it's 1 p.m. So, yeah, Gates for a Living is a great gaming gem, but it's gonna have a lot of dilution between now and the bull market. So, to me, this is worth buying about maybe a cent. When you can see it's got 95%. And let me have a look on. Let me have a look and see if they're actually on here. No. No, they're not on here. For God's sake. Oh, here it is, I think. The screenshots. Yeah, so after 12 months, this will be 3.5 billion in circulation. And currently that's going to be a 10x. So to me, that's going to be heavily diluted. So not worth buying right now, in my opinion. I bought some at 0.005. As you would have seen in the Twitch video that I brought on when I bought this, but what is my top buy for today? Asks the great man, Jerry Banfield. I would say Avalanche was a good buy. Algorand's a good buy. Sui is okay. Moonbeam is okay. Cadena's a good buy. I mean, when you think about the fact that... I know. Yeah, Cadena's a good buy. When you think about the fact it's a proof of work coin that should be relatively safe. Ordinals is a good buy. Dogechain's a good buy. Evmos is a good buy, but but the last few were very risky, I would say. But what I can say is that Aptos has come down dramatically. Near is on a new low. Algorand's on a new low, and I personally have a lot of respect for them. Let's have a look and see what Jerry's favourite coin, Internet Computer, how that's doing today. 380, is that it? So it's gone down to 337. So that's quite an epic drop. That would have put it. Yeah, that's an epic drop. But still, to me, not at all investable. Okay, I think that is it for today. But as I've shown you, essentially my sum, anyway, of my buy orders. If you want to make sure that you're in on the loop with all of my buys in the future, make sure you get this. Link is in the description. It's $10. It's got a coupon code, which is basically Telegram. And go down to the final section, which is section 24, and it's buy. Hold on a minute. You still can't really see it. It's right there. Buy announcements. You can't see it at all on there. I can see exactly what you're seeing. But it's in section 24, lecture 184, which is the Telegram. And I would definitely recommend, if anything, that you do this section on fundamental analysis, because that will allow you to just be a demon when it comes to crypto investing and basically put you ahead of like 99% of YouTubers out there who don't do any fundamentals. They just go purely on hype and normally emotion. But yeah, always be there, because then you'll see what I'm buying, at what price, how much I'm spending, etc. It's just good as a basis. Also, I share some stuff on there. I share, wallets of, without actually saying the identities, wallets of people, so that you can get a basis for what other people are doing in this market. And that's it, people. So unless there's any more questions, there's US big Suppoman crypto fan, Stephen S. Have you heard of digital bits? Yes, I have. It's a bit like Chili's, isn't it? It's like it's like fan tokens. Yeah, Start Atlas. Start Atlas, I would probably say, is an incredibly high risk play, but not a bad one, because Start Atlas, certainly when I first saw it, looked unbelievable in terms of graphics. I mean, kind of Illuvium standard, and it's on Solana, whereas Illuvium is Ethereum, isn't it? Well, Illuvium is kind of immutable X stroke Ethereum. And that is 145. So given that the graphics are virtually the same and it's 10 times the amount, but Start Atlas had a lot of FUD regarding can they survive the market. Immutable X, I think, is incredibly strong, actually. I do think this is very strong because of the fact, like I said with LF0, this is ZK rollups, but the difference is that these guys have got the absolute best of the best invested in them and some fantastic partnerships, a load of games. So this, if anything, is way better than LF0. The problem is that this is part exposed. Actually, is it? Is it part exposed? The top of the bull run was 7th of November. This literally came out. I remember in the video, just the day before it all crashed, I spoke about Illuvium. So this came out literally the day before the top. Oh, I wish I could go back to that. Right, people, I hope that has answered a lot of your questions regarding... Oh, look at me. I look really, really sweaty, actually. Yeah, so I hope that answered a lot of your questions as to what's going on, what have I been buying, what coins can make fortunes, and what are the prices you need to be eyeing up. All right, so as I said, essentially the worst case scenario prices are on, simply because Bitcoin has not hit anywhere near where I see its ultimate, well, at least its second low being, and yet we're already, in many respects, on a lot of minimals and quite a few optimals. So now the worst case prices come into play. If these prices hit, some may survive, some may not survive the culling from the SE or from regulation. Some may or may not survive. But what I will say is that buying at these prices, knowing that it's still in play, means that you'll probably mint millions at these prices. These prices are fucking ridiculous. They're so low, but at the same time so achievable. And I remember a time when how these worst case prices look right now is how minimal looked once upon a time, and people thought these would never get achieved. And now look, we've achieved a lot of them. So yeah, sad times, but also promising times. So I hope you got a lot from this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you haven't already, because I did a live stream today on YouTube because of the, I suppose, the size of the problem. Let's go put Michael Super. Because of the size of the problem, But the likelihood is that I'm more than likely going to be making videos on Twitch if I do live videos. So make sure you follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/SupermanCrypto. But if it's something of massive importance, I will always come here. All right, people, if you could, I would be so delighted just on your way out, because it is sad to say goodbye. But if you could just say goodbye to me by pressing the like button, if you haven't already, remember. If you have, don't press it, because that will unlike it, and I like having 575 likes. And I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you come and see me in my DCA Telegram group. Till next time, people, I love you all. Happy buying day. If you're doing any DCAing, if you've never done DCAing so far throughout this whole bear market, and today is your first, to be fair, you've got balls. And I shall see you the next time. It is lights out, all out.